Hi, I'm Paul, and today I'd like to show you the simple wipe-on leather restoration system. In fact, this chair here is what we're going to be working on, and it is an old video out of my archives. I'm going to do a new video at some stage, but this will do for the time being just to get you started. But here's this cracked old chair, and as you can see, the traffic area is looking pretty worn and tired. Normally the outside backs and the outside arms are okay, but this is what we've got to work with. So as you can see, it's not looking very flash. So now this is a classic example of where this will work. Now the first step is to clean the leather, and what we used to do is we used to spray on a leather cleaner and use a horsehair brush to scrub all the grime and dirt out of the leather. But since then I've found that by using a scouring pad instead of using the brush, I had far better results. So what's happening here is Peter's lathering up the leather cleaner with the brush. You can see it's all foaming up there, and the idea is to keep it wet, and while it's still wet, wipe off the residue with a clean white towel, or what I've been using now is paper towels or anything like that. There you go, you can see the dirt is just falling off there. Using the scouring pad is going to be far more effective and far quicker than doing it this way, but as I say, this is an old video, so this will at least get you started in the meantime. So what he's doing there, he's just doing the arm, and then he repeats the process over the whole chair. Next step is to prep the leather, and here we're going to use a scouring pad again. I'd use a clean one for this, and the whole idea here is to etch or scour the leather. So you're doing two things. You're chemically removing any oils or residue that's left on there, and you're also etching the surface so that the finish will actually lock in and key in a lot better. So this is reasonably time consuming, but we're using methylated spirits here because it's easy to get, and the local hardware store or your local supermarket has that. So what he's doing now is he's wiping off with a towel, a clean towel again. Again, I prefer to use the paper towels, and I'll probably use 3 or 4 on that arm. If you're using a towel like that, make sure you keep rolling it over and using a clean patch each time, because you don't want to be pushing the contamination or the soiling back into the leather again. So again, he's going to repeat the process over the whole chair. Now here's the colour. Now this is a completely different colour system to what we're using now, but this will give you an idea. It's just basically just patting it on and rubbing it into the pores of the leather, which is what we're doing at the moment. It's very straightforward. You don't want to dry it out. It's just putting a nice light to medium coat evenly over the whole, say one panel at a time, and that's what Pete's doing there now. I use a folded stocking, a lightly dampened folded stocking, folded into a pad. That seems to work best for me anyway, but you might find a preference of your own. I think Pete is using a folded towel there. I'm not sure where it's going to go from here. He's doing a bit of talking. Okay, what we're doing here is you can speed the process up, or the drying up, by using the hairdryer. I prefer to let it dry naturally, but you can do that if you want to. I mean, say if it's winter, I would probably use a hairdryer, but if it's sort of reasonably warm, I wouldn't worry. And what we're going to do here is apply two or three layers. And what he's doing here, he's going to demonstrate a small patch on the seat cushion, just to give you an idea of how quickly it can be transformed to something a lot more presentable. So he's just rubbing it into the deep cracks there. Once the colour rubs into the cracks, it's amazing how it disguises them down so that they're very barely noticeable. He's got the first layer in there now. So he's just pushing it into the pores of the leather, pushing it into the cracks. He's applying another layer. Now Pete he applies it a bit thicker than what I'd like. You have to be very careful that you don't apply it too thick or too heavy. The last thing you want to do is to fill the grain of the leather. You want to keep it reasonably thin and just get it so you've got reasonable coverage. So I think you might be going to attack it with a hairdryer again. So let's have a look here. It's gone away. There we go. In with the hairdryer. So this gives you an idea of exactly what to do, and how the process works. And as I say, I'm going to do a brand new video soon on the process as it stands now, but this will get you going in the meantime. Now, what you can do, if you want to, you can use different methods for applying the colour. You can dab it on, once you've wiped it on 2 or 3 layers, and you want to, you can dab it on to get a different effect, which is what Pete's doing there. There's a couple of bits he's missed, so you can just dab it on there, and it can give a nice, almost semi-mottled sort of look. And he's just going over there, just checking out those areas, and there we have it, folks. There's the finished result. So as you can see, it's quite a major transformation, and you just can't leave it alone. And the last step, of course, is to apply the leather protector, which is very important. It's going to act as a sealer, and it's also going to give a nice waxy, silky, warm feel to the leather as well, and will also help improve the rub fastness. So definitely apply the protector, and don't apply it until at least 24 hours after you have put your colour on. That gives it a good chance to cure out. So there we go, folks. Over and out.